Having heard their argument, the old lady poked her head out from the window.
"Brat, are you upsetting my granddaughter-in-law?"
Louis's face tightened.
"No."
The old lady cast a doubtful glance at Kira.
"Granddaughter-in-law, is that true?"
Kira gave Louis a seemingly amused glare. She surprisingly noticed a trace of anxiousness on his otherwise expressionless face. She chuckled. "No, he's not upsetting me." The man seemed to heave a sigh of relief, although barely noticeable. Old Mrs. Horton chuckled.
"Oh, good. Dinner is ready. Come on in."
Their dinner was fairly simple. 4 dishes and 1 soup, just enough for 3 people. But the old lady barely had any appetite. She put down her fork after a few bites. She tiredly said,
"Granddaughter-in-law, I'm tired. Let's go home."
Kira tried to persuade her.
"Please don't stress yourself. Rest here at home tonight."
The small courtyard was like a mini nursing home, equipped with all kinds of medical equipment. However, the old lady nervously clung onto Kira's hand.
"Can you stay with me then?"
Kira pursed her lips. She glanced at Louis. In fact, she was also worried about the old lady. But considering how much Louis loathed her and suspected her of using the old lady to get closer to him, he certainly wouldn't agree. The man fell silent, then said,
"All right."
He then gave her a meaningful glance. His intention was clear. He was doing all this for his grandmother, and she shouldn't misconstrue anything. Kira gave a slight twitch at the corner of her mouth. Old Mrs. Horton was satisfied.
"All right. Wherever my granddaughter-in-law is, there I am."
After dinner, Kira helped old Mrs. Horton go back to her room to rest. The old lady must have been really tired today after making a scene when she fell ill. She fell asleep as soon as she took hold of Kira's hand. She had an extremely restless sleep. As soon as Kira let go of her hand, the old lady began groping around in her sleep, mumbling,
"Granddaughter-in-law."
Kira was helpless and could only sit by the bed, keeping her company. Outside, Louis had a serious expression on his face.
"What's going on with Grandma?"
The family doctor, who had studied psychology, sighed.
"Although I don't know why old Mrs. Horton recognized this girl, I can more or less guess why she is so restless. She's afraid that her granddaughter-in-law will leave. Why?"
The family doctor gave Louis a glance.
"It seems like old Mrs. Horton feels like she won't be able to survive this year. She's afraid that when she's gone, you'll have no one else to talk to. Granddaughter-in-law is the only person she can leave behind to keep you company."
Louis was slightly startled. His dark eyes reflected suppressed emotions for a while, before settling back into calmness. He stood in the moonlight, as if he was going to blend completely into the darkness behind him. No one knew how much time had elapsed before the man suddenly turned around and walked towards the main house in big strides. For Isla, this meal with the rest of the Horton family was extremely difficult to get through. The first branch of the family had lost their chance at getting 2% of the shares because of her. Jake's mother, Melissa Knight, was extremely dissatisfied and made cutting remarks toward Isla.
"Isn't Kira an illegitimate daughter? How come she can get into the good graces of old Mrs. Horton, but you can't?"
Isla could only lower her head in apology.
"Auntie, I'm not as sweet-tongued as her. I don't know how to flatter other people."
Melissa snorted in contempt.
I don't care what method you use, but you have to get those 2% shares back. Otherwise, don't even think about stepping into the Horton family.
Isla was left with her inner grievances untold. She was finally able to ask for leave after going through the hard ordeal of finishing her meal. But before she could leave, Louis returned. He emanated a strong, oppressive aura the moment he entered. His gaze was sharp as a torch. And after sweeping over the leftover food on the dining table, his face soured even more.
Old Mrs. Horton didn't get to eat anything tonight, and they are here satisfying themselves?
Melissa didn't dare to speak when she saw his face. It was Jake's father, Oliver Horton, who frowned and asked,
Louis, what brings you here?
Louis ignored his namesake older brother and instead turned to Isla.
Since the marriage isn't off, she's considered part of the Horton family as of now, right?
Everyone was left puzzled.
Yes. In that case, she has to follow the rules of the Horton family. She has shown disrespect to our elders today. Therefore, she is to kneel in the ancestral hall for a night.
Louis gave a signal without further explanation, and 2 bodyguards walked up toward Isla.
Miss Olsen, please come with us.
Isla was dumbstruck. Kneeling for the whole night in the ancestral hall? As a pampered child from a very young age, how could she bear that? She sought help from Jake, but she saw that he didn't dare to rebel against the person in power. She took a deep breath and had no choice but to follow the bodyguards. Just as she was about to step out, she heard Jake ask,
Uncle Louis, where's Kira? Has she left?
Then she heard the man's warning reply,
She's my guest and is staying at the Hortons tonight.
Isla followed the bodyguards to the ancestral hall. The bodyguards said,
Mr. Horton has instructed us, since you haven't married into the family, you cannot enter the Horton family ancestral hall, so just kneel outside.
Outside was a paved area made of green bricks. Isla wanted to say something, but the 2 bodyguards seemed to stand tall like gatekeepers, their cold eyes watching her.
Miss Olsen, please.
The weather in October was already quite chilly at night. Isla was shivering. The bone-piercing cold seeped through her skin from her kneecaps. She wanted to slacken a bit, but those 2 bodyguards stared at her intently, as if they were prison guards. They didn't say a word. Their silence made one shudder. On recalling that at this very moment, Kira must be lying on a warm and soft bed, Isla gritted her teeth in hatred. But Kira would only stay with the Horton family for a night, while Isla could stay there for a lifetime in the future. Because she was about to meet with Dr. South and could make good use of that connection. When Kira woke up the next day, she found herself lying in bed. There was also a small gray blanket placed over her, which didn't match the interior of the old lady's room. She didn't think much of it. After freshening up, she had breakfast with old Mrs. Horton and Louis. A plate of donuts was placed on the dining table. Old Mrs. Horton immediately picked one up. Louis frowned. His grandma had high blood sugar, and it wasn't suitable for her to eat foods high in fat and sugar like these. As he was thinking of how to dissuade her, he heard Kira say plainly,
Grandma, these donuts aren't suitable for you.
Right after that, the old lady, who was picky about her food and liked to eat whatever she pleased, diverted her hand in midair and put the donut into Kira's bowl. Old Mrs. Horton smiled at her pleasantly.
granddaughter-in-law. I was getting it for you.
Louis was speechless. He looked at Kira scrupulously, unable to understand why Grandma was so willing to listen to her. Kira started to eat the donut unreservedly. She then looked at Louis.
By the way, bring your ID card and household registration book when we go to the Civil Affairs Bureau later.
Old Mrs. Horton asked curiously.
What are you going to the Civil Affairs Bureau for?
Kira answered casually.
We lost the marriage certificate, so we need a new one.
A marriage certificate was needed for a divorce, and she wasn't just fobbing old Mrs. Horton off. However, much to her surprise, upon hearing this, old Mrs. Horton quickly retorted.
It's not lost.
She went into the bedroom and brought back 2 red marriage certificates. Then, she plopped them directly in front of Kira and Louis.
See that button on screen? That's your full story. Tap it and download the Pocket FM app now for free.